Hi, my name is Jessica Morello and we are in Cap TV and Eastside Bakery. Today we are making a broccoli quiche. The ingredients you need to make this dish is you need a dozen of eggs, a quarter of heavy cream, salt, normal salt, pepper, ground nutmeg, you need cheese, cheddar and sweet cheese. You need broccoli and 3 pie shells. So the first thing that you will do, you will crack the eggs in the bowl. Then you crack the egg, take the whisk, and you put it in there. Then we're going to add the heavy cream. All of it, it's a whole quart. Make sure to mix it really well. You will add some salt, normal salt. Some more pepper. And the groundnut. When you are done with your mixture, when you mix it really well, then we go with your pies, your pie shells. You need to mix it well also the 2 cheese, the cheddar cheese and the sweet cheese, rub it together. You're actually going to put like a base of cheese in the bottom. Every 3 of these pies. When you're done doing that, you're also going to add your broccoli. After you're done with that, you're actually going to add your mixture now on top of it. for only 3 pies. Then again, you're going to use your cheese and put it on top of it. Like if you're making so much different pies, like I said, if you're making a bacon pie, you can actually do the same thing, but actually you're gonna put bacon instead of the broccolis. And it's the same process and everything. We actually do this because we want to recognize which pie are you making. If you're making more than different type of pies, you actually put this on the top.
Oh, okay. So it's like to identify the different pies.
To identify the different pies. After this, we go to the oven.
This goes to the oven. Okay, so from here, goes to that oven right over there, where Mr. Lopez and the chef are handling the last stage of finished quiche.
Quiche is a 35.
Heat is on 375 degrees. And you're gonna put it for 35 minutes.
35 minutes
Yeah.
at 300 and how many degrees?
375.
Okay, good. And then that'll be the finished product right behind you, am I right?
Yeah. Well, these are different pies. But it's actually like most of the pies look like after they're done on there.
Good.
Hope you understand the process of doing the quiche. And see you next time on Cat TV and Eastside Radio.
Hello everyone again from Cast TV Eastside Radio. Today's musical segment will be dedicated to the man Frankie Knuckles. For those who don't know who Frankie Knuckles is, he is the one that is credited with creating house music. And for those who don't know what house music is, house music means different things to different people. However, it is dance music. And the kind of music that he was credited with creating was more of the soulful house music, which we'll see here. This here is one of his best songs that he was known for. It is called Tears. Yeah, this song came out, I think it was in 88, 89, on that era. Great song, great song. Once again, we hope everyone is having a great time on spring break. We are back with Eastside Radio and Cast TV. We'll be coming at you hopefully every week on a weekly basis. Hope soon. Okay, this here is called the Whistle Song, another one of Frankie Knuckles' creations. Laid back, you can see it has the jazz feel. So he used, I guess the keyboardist here was Eric Cupper, and he used a flute element. So this type of house music is, like as I said, very soulful, very jazz. You wouldn't hear this on the Jersey Shore, put it that way. The next song that we'll come in with, which we'll finish with, is a group that Frankie Knuckles influenced, which is Tent City. The song is Devotion. This song here is Tent City. I think it was produced by Marshall Jefferson, which was a protege of Frankie Knuckles. Hear the lyrics, hear the lyrics. Well, there you go. Next DJ up will be Police Officer Extraordinaire, DJ Skip, coming up next week. Until the next time, see you later on Eastside Radio and Cast TV. Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome again to Eastside Radio and Cast TV. For today we have a very special show, but first let me introduce our forum. We have here Sebastian Vargas, Charlene Espinal, Errol Hutchinson, Justin Lopez, and Mr. Rodriguez. Ms. Jarvis, Shelby Pinder,
Mr. Hall.
Mr. Hall. And today our special guest is a world-renowned producer who's worked with everyone from Eminem, Nicki Minaj, Drake, who else? Pitbull, Latin stars, and now he's currently the main producer of the biggest Latin star out there, Romeo Santos. Mate Traxx. Let's hear it all. First of all, Mate, tell us who you are and what is it that you do.
My name is Mate Traxx. I'm an engineer and producer. Also home publishing and do a lot of a lot of marketing when it comes down to the music perspective, and also when it comes down to the arts of doing a lot of publishing, which is like the nickels and dimes.
Okay, producer and engineering. Okay, someone else. Who are some of the famous people you have worked with?
Spanish or English or anything?
Start with English for here.
English, man. Started off one of the biggest producers at that time that created hip hop. What it is today is Marley Marl. I worked with LL Wu-Tang Clan. So many, my God, Rakim. I've worked with 50 Cent, Eminem, Dr. Dre, KRS-One, Redman, Method Man, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It's just too many.
And he's been in it altogether over 20 years.
Yeah, been for a long time. That's just from the hip hop side, but you know, the Spanish part is another part is also pretty big too.
Oh, go yeah, now the Spanish side, I can imagine.
Yeah, but the Spanish part, a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
Good. Now, who want to ask the next question?
How did you get started into music?
I got started with music listening to music. First of all, just listening to music. I used to love listening to music. We only had an hour in hip hop, like on Fridays, only an hour. Then back in the days, of the station called WHBI, and it started on 3 o'clock in the morning to 5 in the morning. You know,
It's the hard one.
about that. So it's like we get like 2 hours out of that. Sometimes 3 hours if you're lucky. And listening to music, you know, drastically, very like all day and night. Back in the days, we used to like when a record was hot, it was hot for the whole year. It was not like nowadays we have singles coming out every week. Now, back in the days, we have Planet Rock, and Planet Rock was the record of the year. Circle MC was the record of the year, and you're done. So I dwell in just becoming like, you know, becoming that music. I want to know everything about it, the culture, the history, how they make it, so on and so forth.
So you started with hip hop, and we were lucky, I guess, to be raised during that era.
At that time, we was definitely raised at the perfect time. I'm happy the age that I am right now, that is right when it started and where it's at right now. That we get to enjoy the whole aspect of the whole entire genre of music, and hip hop at least.
That's true, exactly. And you know, just to add on to what he said, from hip hop, you got onto house music.
Yeah,
House.
Yeah, from hip hop. Then I started working on an artist called KY. It's been a record called Stomp. Yeah, that's the idea. It was a real big record. That was a real big record. Then from there, started doing a song called Acid Crash, which a lot of house music, like I don't want to sound that old, but we used to, in Jersey, we used to have a company called Smack Entertainment, and we produced Michael Wofford and Diva. So we had like a lot of big house names, and I was, you know, I think I did like maybe 200-300 records out of house music alone.
Yeah, I remember Smack Productions. And, I remember one time he was getting picked up at his house. He was maybe 19. You know, I'm hanging out with my friends, and we see a nice big Benz pick you up. That was my camera.
Yeah, my camera, yeah.
Picked him up right to the studio. We're like, "Where's Mate going? This big Benz." Oh, they're taking him to the studio. He was I guess mixing a Diva, right?
A Diva. Yeah.
She's famous for the respect.
Warning. But you know, I know a lot of these names you guys don't remember, but I mean, we won't even know about this. But it's like whoever's popping right now, same thing back in the days. It's like, you know, back in the days artists. But I can get to the new artists also. So we're good.
Okay, and somewhere else. Name the next question.
What are some of the good things, some of the bad things about working in the music industry?
The great things about working in the music business that you get, depending on what you want to do in this perspective, but you get to see the world. You know, not just hear about it, not just look at TV and see certain things. See the world, experience the world. I mean, experience all different cultures. It's something that no money could. Even if you have money, you can't pay for that. You know, music business will give you something that's fame. You can have all the money in the world, but it will not bring you fame. And the music business will give you, you know, all kinds. You get the fame, you get the money also, but you get to experience life in different cultures that it's not just reading a book or seeing stuff in the news. It's not. It's something incredible about it. Another great thing about it is in the music business, being part of this music, you get to influence millions of people. You know, all I do now is stadiums, and you know, right now we're doing Yankee Stadium 2 nights in a row. That never happened in the land business.
Oh yeah, let me just add on to that real quick. He's working with Romeo Santos, who's right now the biggest name, I guess.
The biggest land
Or
star right now.
You know, one of the teachers said, "Oh, we should bring Gloria Estefan." I said, "Well, listen, no, Romeo, big, you know what I mean?" So anyway, she's also
Right now we're number one on that,
Yeah.
and
sold out Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, so and you know we do what we do. Like right now I'm on a world tour. We're talking about next week I'll be in Argentina. We're doing 115,000 people. So we do that all the time. So I get to influence millions of people, and I like to hear people have a good time. So music business does a lot of great things on that perspective. The bad thing, I will say this. The bad thing from the music side is when you get to become successful, you get to leave your family. I haven't been in my house for a year and a half, so it's really hard. I mean, I guess the money will do something, but money's not everything. But you get to miss your family, miss your friends, and you get to leave your loved ones. I mean, further and further get to a point that you even forget about your loved ones. But not to say you forget about them, but it's just you don't get to see them. You don't get to see them. You know, like I said, I haven't been home for a year and a half.
Wow.
So yeah, it's really hard. You get to miss your family, like I was saying, but you get to, you get to put people, you get to be a part of millions of people around the world to enjoy a moment in time. So that's the great part about it.
Special.
Yeah.
And I think you had a question?
Since you do these worldwide tours, when you're on tour, like what specifically do you do? Like when you're there?
Well, I'm like the handyman. I do a lot of stuff. I put myself in a position that, I try to do as much things as possible. My job is my job is to be the front of house engineer. Make sure whatever you hear in the shows, I'm controlling the sound.
Right.
But at the same time, my job is also to be like a supervisor, make sure that everything works good within the whole entire project, from budgeting, from anything. So I try to expand my horizons and bigger, better things. I don't want to be limited to one thing. I mean, even though I'm a producer, but I end up being a lot more things, which I will get more in details with. And I want everybody to really grow, because it's like there's no limit.
No, exactly, definitely. Yeah, he showed me a picture. I guess you were doing the main boards. Where was that? Everyone had the cell phones.
Oh yeah, that was in
Do that Romeo Santos tour?
yeah, that was in Spain. I took a picture of how nowadays when people go to concerts, before you used to just look at the concert and enjoy it. Nowadays people even look at the concerts and it's like nothing but phones. Everybody takes videos. So I took I was in back, so I took maybe 40,000 people just phones in back, and you're seeing all the phones. And because everybody's nowadays it's a phone recording everything.
And as far as sound, it's important. You have to have a good ear because the concert. I've been to concert. Some people said the sound is bad. That's the difference of coming back or not coming back at all.
When you go to a concert, it's like a movie or anything else. You're selling two things. You're selling visual and you're selling audio. If the audio don't sound right, you don't get to feel nothing. So it's very important. It's a hard job, but it's great.
Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, what advice can you give to upcoming singers and producers,
I'm gonna give you the best advice. Don't stop. Believe in yourself. Chances are no one's gonna believe in you. But if you don't believe in yourself first, then no one's gonna believe you anyway. So you have to believe in yourself, and you cannot stop. If this is what you want to do. I'm a prime example of it. I remember when I was in this school right here, there was a guy called Junebug, and he had a song. And the song was called "Rockin' in the Pocket," and it was a guy who did it. The producer was Cerrone. So when I asked this guy Junebug, "Yo, what record is that?" He was like, "That's Donald Duck." So for many years, I was always, looking for this Donald Duck record, because I wanted to be a DJ. But because at that time he was what was happening for a little minute, I focused on just becoming what I wanted to be, a DJ. Got to the point that I ended up being not only the best in the school, but I ended up being the best in the state. And from the best in the state, I started actually having competitions.
Can I add something?
Uh-huh.
Well, I was an inspired DJ too. So back then, the house parties, I used to be like, let me go see Mate. So back then, during especially the house parties, Mate and Fresh, and I was the lower level. And then I used to go see him. And I remember when they were cutting out the Peter Piper.
Yeah.
And I said, let me go back home. Because back then it was a competition thing.
Oh,
So I want to be, so when I knew he was doing a party, I said, oh, I want to make sure I see what he's doing. And then when I got to practice what he was doing, I go to the next party, he was doing something else here. He was here, I've been out here. You know what I mean? He was the best.
I mean, you have to really believe in yourself. But to talk about the singing part, there's a lot of rappers and singers tell me this thing all the time. The most important thing is invest in yourself. And investing in yourself, if you're a singer, you know, school is extremely important. As funny as it might sound, I'm not trying to promote anything funny, but the fact of the reality is that, you know, you have to know proper education. You know, you have to know what you want to do. If it's DJing, it's mathematics, it's timing. If it's singing, it's also vocabulary with mathematics. You have to know also timing and how many bars you're going to sing, so on and so forth. It's very important to just believe in yourself at all times. And if you believe in yourself, stay with people that's going to inspire you and make you better. You know, all that hanging out stuff, my boy this, my boy that, you know. I was a person that when summer was outside, when everybody went to Wildwood or Seaside or Atlantic City or whatever, I was in my basement, day and night and day. I ain't had the weekend came and I was chilling down the street or down the club. No, I was in the clubs, yeah, DJing, but not straight after school. Straight after school, boom, straight to my art. Till sleep time, and you go back every single day. If you do this every single day, it pays off.